Hey, this is Eric Klotzko, and I am inside the lounge. And even though there's no one here, it is reminiscent of some of the great shows that have been here before. You've probably seen me helping out behind the soundboard before. I'm also on the board of the Upper J Arts Center, and it is great to be here and to be able to present to you today the sixth installment of the Money to Artists series that is a result of the generous grant from NISCA. Today is you're about to see Hiroya Tsukamoto, who has performed at the lounge before. An incredible musician. I've had the pleasure of seeing him here before, as well as spending some time in the studio with him. He is a tremendous melodic force, incredible touch, dynamics, just a beautiful guitarist, a beautiful human being. We're so pleased to be able to present this to you. Thank you, Scott, for putting this series together and for procuring such an incredible group of musicians. Make yourself comfortable. Enjoy the show.
Hello everybody, my name is Hiroya. I'm a New York City based guitarist and composer, originally from Japan. I played at the Recovery Lounge twice in the past, and I just had a great times both times. And the owner Scott emailed me about a week ago about this possible online concert, and I'm so happy to share some of my music with you today, and I hope you will enjoy this virtual concert. And it's been a very challenging time for everybody, and including myself, because before COVID-19 I was touring basically every week to different places to perform shows, and so after that my last show was March 14th in Vermont, and after that I haven't played any shows with the audience. And so I've been trying to practice and try to be creative, and I wrote some of the new music which I'm going to share today. But yeah, life has changed very much. So many things are going on around us now. But I'm just gonna play some music and share some stories, and I hope this will bring some peaceful moment for your life. Thank you. First song is one of my original songs called From Coast to Coast. Thank you. That was called From Coast to Coast. This time of the year, last June in 2020, I recorded my latest album entitled The Window to the World at the recording studio a little bit north of Portland, Maine. And the studio was in a big old mill building, beautiful old brick building. And I got to the studio early afternoon, and I had a couple of hours before the recording. And as I was walking through the building, I found a huge space, and I had my guitar, and I started playing. And the acoustics was just amazing. I kept playing, and while I was playing, this new song came about, which I also recorded in the album. This is called a Coastline Remembrance. That was called the Coastline Remembrance. I hope you enjoyed this concert. remember when I played the first time at the Apogee, in Apogee, I got to town early, and it was early March, and it was still snowing, and so I passed by the mountains on my left. It's like big like ice rocks, and people were doing ice climbing, and I was like, wow. And I stopped my car because I like nature. I like walking, and I stopped the car and I walked in the snow a little bit, and I walked a little bit because it was so deep, and I didn't have any walking shoes. But I had a great time, and I took some beautiful pictures there. Yeah, that's my memory for the first time I played at the Recovery Lounge. I wrote this next song in the mountains too, in Japan. My parents, grandparents are coming from same tiny village in Kyoto prefecture, and I used to go there a lot to this village where they lived when I was a kid, as I growing up, and I have a very good memory of this place. But I haven't been back to this place for years. And about 6 or 7 years ago, I had a chance going back to this place after a long time. And when I was a kid, I always brought my guitar. I used to play guitar in the mountains, in the valley. And I brought my guitar back again. And I wrote this piece there. And the name of the piece is called Takibi, Takibi. Takibi is a Japanese word which means bonfire, because making bonfire was kind of a tradition, especially in those rural villages back then. This is called a bonfire. Thank you. That was called Takibi Bonfire. This guitar rings so long. This has great vibration. This is called a Larry guitar. Larrivee, Larrivee, by John Larrivee. He's originally from Canada, and they had a company in Vancouver, Canada for many years, since late 1960s, I think. But they moved the company to California about 15 years ago, and they make in USA now, and this is a US made live guitar. Yeah. And good thing about this online concert is that because I'm doing from my home, I can play different guitars, because when I tour, I usually can carry mostly I carry only one guitar when I travel. So I'm gonna play one more guitar later. But before doing that, I like to sing one Japanese folk song. And this song is coming from southern part of Japan, Okinawa. You know Okinawa, right? Because Okinawa was a part of the United States. It was their territory after World War II for a while. And Okinawa is a very interesting place because it's very far from the main island, and they developed their own very unique culture, including traditional folk music. And also, it was a different country before Japan, and that's the another reason to make the Okinawa very unique. And this is one of the folk songs which talks about the woman when Okinawa was a kingdom. She was a beautiful woman, so she was proposed by a king back then. And people around that time in Okinawa were living a very difficult times because people were oppressed. So basically, whatever king said, they were supposed to say yes. But this woman didn't want to get married with him, so she denied his proposal. However, she survived, and she became heroine, and this song came about. And I'll be singing this song in Okinawan local dialect, which I don't even understand much. So I hope you don't understand it. 사유이 타로야네 그려있으요 따하리노 진다라 가노샤마요 사도야노 후야마이요 사유이 안추라사 리바시요 따하리노 진다라 가노샤마요 That was an Okinawan folk song called Asadoya Yunta, which is the name of this woman. Alright, I think I'm gonna play a couple more songs for you. And I'm hoping to come back to a recovery lounge again. Once this situation will calm down eventually. That's what I'm hoping. It's hard to know. And as I told you that I played my last show before coronavirus in mid-March, and after this thing started happening, because since I couldn't tour anymore and I had to stay home, and it was difficult for me because my lifestyle has changed very much, of course for everybody too. So I didn't know what to do, but gradually I started thinking maybe I should take this time to create something new completely, from here, my place in New York City, and I started composing new music. And this next piece I'm going to play is the first song I composed in April. And this is called No Matter How Far. I'm using this guitar, and this is a Japanese made handmade guitar called a Hongo guitar, Hongoh, Hongo guitar. And basically this is just one guy and he makes everything by hand. Very authentic way to build a guitar. And I have this guitar about almost 20 years, 17 years. And this is a very warm sounding guitar. And this is nylon strings. It's basically a classical guitar. So I'm going to use this guitar. No matter how far. thank you. That was no matter how far. Okay. I'm going back to this guitar, steel string guitars. Last summer, from the end of July till the beginning of August, I taught at a music gathering in North Carolina, near Asheville, North Carolina, western part of the States. And it was in the mountains, part of Great Smoky. And that was called a Swan Annual Gathering. It's basically a music camp for adults. It's a great music community, and it's a week-long camp. And I taught 3 classes for the guitar week. And same week there was another gathering going on at the same location, which was called Contemporary Folk Week, which was a little bit more like a singer-songwriter or songwriting oriented classes. And between my classes I had free time, so I was thinking maybe I should take one of the folk classes, and I ended up taking one of the vocal classes, which was very inspiring because I never took vocal lessons in my life. And in the class, the teacher asked students to write a song in a class without using any instrument. And she said to us, I'm going to give you 10 minutes and I want you to write something, and why don't you go out and try to write something and come back. And it was very challenging, but I went out. I walked through the woods and looking up the sky, and I was waiting if something was coming. And for a while nothing came, but eventually this simple melody came about with the Japanese poetry. And same week there was a morning meditation at 6:30 a.m. which was led by a monk. And while we were meditating, the monk was telling us very thoughtful stories about life. And if someone had questions about life or trouble, the monk was answering his idea to solve those problems. And while I was listening his talking, I came up with another new part, and I combined these 2 parts together from that week, and I made this piece. And this is called Morning Tide Will Bring Another Day.海の見える街に君は家を建てた。悲しい思い出忘れるために海の見える街に僕も家を建てた。悲しいあなたのそばにいるために生きてゆくのは辛い、それを言わないだけで僕もあなたと同じ、また朝がHe built a house up on a hill. There is an ocean view from every room. All alone, you sit there and gaze, hoping that the memory fades. I also built a house up on a hill. There is a sound of water in the air. All the pain that you have endured washes out beyond the shore. Pain is but a part of every life. But these are the words I cannot bear to say. We are just drops of water in the sea. Morning tide will bring another day. Thank you. That was called The Morning Tide Will Bring Another Day. Thanks for watching and listening. I'm going to play one more piece for this concert. And I'm really hoping to come back to Upper J to play again in that very unique, intimate space. And yeah, that's what I'm hoping. If you enjoy what you hear today, I have some social media, website, Facebook page, Instagram. You can search my name, Hiroya Tsukamoto, which is kind of hard to memorize, but Hiroya. That's my first name. Last name is Tsukamoto, Tsukamoto. And my latest CD is available either digital and physical, Window to the World. That'd be great if you can check it out. And yeah, this situation still continues and it's a very challenging time. So please stay well and hope to see you in real. I'm gonna play my favorite Scottish folk song called The Water is Wide. and both shall roll. My love and I, and both shall roll. My love and I. Thanks so much, everybody. See you.
Some art making.